Good morning, children. So, in previous chapter, we have already seen that oxygen is used in the breakdown of food, that is glucose, and in this process, the carbon dioxide is produced. That means it is a catabolic process of breakdown of food and release of carbon dioxide. But now the question is that how do this oxygen reach to the cell? So that the exchange of gases takes place of the oxygen and of carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide is produced in the process of respiration. So the exchange of gases of the oxygen and carbon dioxide with the atmosphere is called as breathing, and commonly it is called as respiration. For breathing or for the exchange of gases in different groups of organisms, in animals especially, the different types of respiratory organs are there. We are starting from very simple life form. If you start from amoeba, so that here the simple plasma membrane is there through which the exchange of gases is there through with the environment. So you can say the plasma membrane is the respiratory organ of amoeba. Similarly, this is the point number 1. Point number 2, they are here explaining the respiratory organ of second group of organism of class Porifera and of class Coelenterata and of class Platyhelminthes flatworms. To here, the exchange of gases again takes place by the simple diffusion over the entire body surface. This you have already seen that in this the canal system is there, so the exchange of gases takes place between the water and the cells. In the spongiocele or in the body cavity, the water is filled, which brings the oxygen that is exchanged with the cell, and carbon dioxide is released into the water, and outgoing water carries out carbon dioxide. This way, the exchange of gases takes place in the sponges and in coelentrates. Flatworms like planaria or like liver fluke or like tapeworm, some of them are parasite, but those are free living. There also the exchange of gases takes place by simple process of diffusion. Then it comes class Annelida. In class Annelida, earthworm is the member of class Annelida whose body is covered with moist cuticle, so that the exchange of gases takes place through moist cuticle, or you can say the skin. To skin or cuticle, moist cuticle is the respiratory organ of earthworm. Then next is class Arthropoda. The class Arthropoda is the class of mainly the insects. So in insects, the tracheal system or trachees are the main respiratory organ through which the transport of gases takes place. Then it comes the other animal, those who respire through the gills. Gills are present in very higher forms of life also, but it starts from arthropods. Because arthropoda is the largest class of animal kingdom, so that various types of animals are there in this class. Some of them are aquatic also, so that some of the arthropods, aquatic arthropods, respire through gills. Then in class Mollusca, also the vascularized gills are present. But in more higher forms of life, they respire through lungs. Those are the terrestrial forms of life, like in frogs or in class Amphibia or in reptiles and in mammals. The lungs are the respiratory organ. So, in this paragraph, you have seen the respiratory organs of various groups of organism, from various lower forms of life to the very highest forms of life, that is from amoeba to the human being. So that here you have seen the various types of respiratory organ, that is the plasma membrane, that is the skin, that is cuticle, or you can say the gills or lungs, or simple process of diffusion with water, or these are the various respiratory organ of various groups of animals. Now we are here coming mainly the respiratory system in human being. So in human being, here they have shown the respiratory system. First of all, the respiratory system starts from the nostrils. Nostrils are actually the opening of the nasal chamber above the upper lips. These nasal chamber which are opening into the nostrils, which are opening into the nasal chamber, this nasal chamber opens into the nasopharynx. Nasopharynx is actually the part which is present above the trachea, and this nasopharynx helps in the production of, actually it's open into the pharynx, and in pharynx it is a common opening for the buccal cavity also and for the nasal cavity also. From the buccal cavity the food is entering into the pharynx, from the nasal cavity the air is entering into the pharynx. But we are here discussing the respiratory system, so we will say the nasopharynx is the part in which the nasal chamber opens. Now this nasopharynx opens through the glottis into the larynx, which is a region which opens into the trachea. You can say the nasopharynx has opened into the larynx, and larynx is getting open into the trachea, and this larynx is opened through a opening that we call that it is actually the opening of trachea only, and it is covered by a cartilaginous cover which is called as epiglottis. So here it is written that the larynx is a sound box which helps in the production of the sound, and when we are swallowing food, then trachea is covered by a cartilaginous flap which is called as epiglottis. Now, when trachea enters into the thoracic cavity, so in mid-thoracic cavity, that is up to the fifth thoracic vertebra, your vertebral column has various vertebrae, and those are being named variously. So fifth vertebra is named as thoracic vertebra. So it is just we are here representing the location where do the trachea divides. The trachea divides at the fifth thoracic vertebra into two branches, and those branches are called as bronchi, and these bronchi further divides into secondary bronchi, tertiary bronchi, and then bronchioles, and these bronchioles then further divides, and then they becomes alveolar ducts, and these alveolar ducts terminally opens into the vascularized bag-like structure. Those are called as alveoli. So bronchi, bronchioles and alveoli collectively called as lungs. These two lungs are there in the thoracic cavity, which are covered by a double membrane called as pleura. Within these two pleura membrane, there is a space which is called as interpleural membrane or pleural space, and this is filled with the fluid that is called as pleural fluid, which protects the lungs from the jugs, or it provides the protection to the soft lungs. So here they have shown everything in the diagram. They are starting from the above to that is the nasopharynx and nostrils and nasal cavity, which is opening into the larynx. Larynx is a part of the above the trachea. It is present. It is covered by epiglottis. Trachea is guarded by the rings of cartilage, which prevents the collapsing of the trachea when there is no air. At fifth thoracic vertebra, this trachea is divided into bronchus. These bronchus are further dividing into the bronchioles. These bronchioles are opening into the alveolar sac through the alveolar duct, and all these small sac-like structure are present in the lungs, and it is covered by these two pleural membrane. Now, how do these lungs are protected from all the side in the thoracic cavity, which we are going to discuss. Below it is protected by the diaphragm, and in front at dorsal ventral side it is been protected by your sternum bone, that is called as chest bone. But ventral side the vertebral column is there, and on lateral side the ribs are there. So that way from all the side the lungs is protected into the thoracic cavity, which is been written here. About the pleural membrane we have already discussed. Now it is coming here that the alveoli, the bronchioles, bronchus and the alveoli, these actually form the conducting system of the respiratory system. And the exchange of gases, the conducting part transports the atmospheric air to the alveoli, and the foreign particles are here being filtered, and the air comes to the body temperature. Okay, so there are two parts in the respiratory system. Conducting part are what? That from where the air is coming, that means the trachea, and then the bronchus, and then the bronchioles. All these constitutes the transporting part. Exchange of gases takes place in the alveoli. So these here the diffusion of gases takes place in the alveoli. So respiratory or exchange part are the respiratory system are alveoli. Okay, and here all these things also takes place, that it clears the transport part, clears the foreign particles, humidifies the air, and it brings the air to the body temperature. Which part? Transport part. Now we are here coming. Protection of the lungs. Lungs are situated in the thoracic cavity. As I told you, it is a airtight chamber, and it is formed dorsally by the vertebral column, ventrally by the sternum, lower side by the dome-shaped diaphragm, and in the lateral side it is protected by the ribs. That way a pulmonary thoracic cavity is formed, which is protecting the lungs. Change of the volume of the thoracic cavity directly change the volume of the pulmonary cavity also. When the volume of the thoracic cavity decreases, then the volume of the pulmonary cavity will also decrease, and when the volume of the thoracic cavity increase, then volume of the pulmonary cavity will also increase. How do the exchange of gases takes place, and where do it takes place? This we will be discussing in the next chapter, next topic, next video.